Hi, everyone. We are continuing on with our social skills lessons that we started last week, talking about social filters and when to say things versus when to think things only. We are going to begin today with the next part of this lesson. What will others think? So, we are going to begin to think about what thoughts others may have whenever we say something out loud. Everything we say out loud or actions that we do will cause others to have thoughts. These thoughts can be positive, negative, or neutral. Sometimes they won't be very positive reactions, sometimes they won't be very negative, they'll kind of be in the middle. Let's think about this. Think about a time that someone gave you a compliment. How did that make you feel? What did you think? You may have had thoughts such as, that was such a nice thing to say. That person is so nice. I feel happy. Now, let's think about a time that someone said something mean to you or called you a name. How did that make you feel? What did you think then? You may have had thoughts such as, that was so mean. I feel mad at him right now. We have to make sure that we do our best not to make others have negative or strange thoughts about us, as this can affect the way that people treat us. Think about it. Will you want to hang out with someone who is always mean to you and makes you have negative thoughts? In this next set of activities, you are going to practice working out what others might think as a result of what someone says. So I'm going to do the first slide with you and go over the directions. This is the first page. It has two different examples, and you'll see that I've already answered them. But I'm still going to read it out loud to you, and I want you to do your best to focus and pay attention to the directions as I go through it. Whenever we say something out loud, others have thoughts about us. Different words will cause different thoughts. Look at the situations below. Based upon what each main character says out loud, decide which of the two thought bubbles best describes what those words will cause the other person or other people to think. Place a green circle over your chosen thought. So you'll see that for this first one, there is a more positive thought and reaction. This one as well, and we're going to talk about them. This first one has Jason, and Jason is trying to read his favorite book. The girls are talking behind him and they are disturbing him. Now, I will tell you, this is going to be a tricky one, and we're going to talk about this one because at first I picked this one, but we could possibly pick either one. So, again, he's trying to read his favorite book. These girls are talking behind him and they're very disturbing and distracting him. And he says, will you shut up? Can't you see I'm reading? Now, the girls could maybe think, my bad, we shouldn't talk when someone is reading. And most times, I would agree with that. But it's how he expressed his feelings to them that I actually would think that they would have negative thoughts about him. What he really should have tried to say was something much more respectful because he is being very harsh and using rude words to them that are disrespectful. Instead of having a positive reaction, he's going to get a negative reaction from those girls where they will think that was rude. I didn't realize we were talking loudly. He should have asked nicely. So you may think, and again, this is why I wanted to talk about this, most of the time they shouldn't have been talking. But if he had asked nicer and said, hi, I'm really sorry to disrupt you both, but I can't focus. Can you please use lower voices? By asking more respectfully, he would have had a better response. They would have then taken more responsibility for their actions and said, my bad, we shouldn't talk when someone is reading. All right, here's a second example. This has Luca, and Luca really likes to play Minecraft. He knows that his friend doesn't like that game, so he tells her, "Hey, how about you choose what game we play?" Even though he really likes Minecraft, he's trying to be a good friend and not make her play as well and wants to give her a chance to play something that she likes. So, most likely, she's going to have a positive thought and reaction. She'll probably think, "It is so nice that Luca is letting me choose. He is a great friend." By doing this, maybe next time she'll let him choose the game that they play so that it's fair. So I would drag, again, you would drag this green circle over top of the thought that she would most likely have. So you are going to go through a few more slides. Just so you know, I will read each one to you really quick before I let you work on your own. This first one, you have Maya. She really likes swinging and she likes to play on the swing set all day, but she feels as if nobody can have a turn and she basically hogs that swing all day. So you need to determine whether this boy here will have a positive or negative thought about her. The next example, you have Reese, and she is listening to Rob tell a story. She doesn't think the story is very interesting, so she says out loud, "This is so boring. I can tell a better story than you." Again, will Reese or will Rob have a positive or a negative type of reaction to what she says? All right, slide 4. You have Clara, and Clara doesn't like that her teacher chose someone else to be line leader, so she says, "It's okay, I'll get to be line leader another time." All about patience. Will her classmates have a positive or negative type of reaction and thought about Clara? Then we have Penny, and Penny is sitting next to Mike. Mike has just had gym or phys ed, and so Penny thinks, "Ew, you stink. You need to shower." Now she says this out loud. She doesn't like the smell of his BO. Do you think he's going to have a negative type of thought where he's embarrassed and feels uncomfortable? Or will he actually feel very uncomfortable and embarrassed and not so good and take it the wrong way? Slide 5, you have Janine and Reggie. Janine is practicing her jump shots, but Reggie doesn't think she's doing a good job. So he says to her, "You're doing it all wrong. Why do you even bother? You should try a different sport." Is she going to have a positive thought about herself and Reggie? Or is she going to feel very negative about herself and about Reggie? Next one shows Corbin, and Corbin gave Emmy a box of chocolates for Valentine's Day. And Emmy says, "Thank you. I love them. You are too sweet." Because he gave her the box of chocolates, is she going to have a positive reaction or a negative reaction about him? Or I'm sorry, how will Corbin feel about Emmy when she says that to him, that she appreciates the sweets? And the last slide, we have Roberto, and he fell down as he walked in the hallway. Rita saw him fall and thought it was pretty funny. But she says, "Oh no, are you okay? Let me help you up." So even though she thought it was funny, she still asked if she could help him. Now, this one you need to type your answer. You need to determine what would Roberto likely be thinking when she says that to him. And the last one, Alfie is watching two girls playing tag during recess. They are playing by different rules than Alfie plays by. So, Alfie says, "You're playing it all wrong. Stop. Let me show you. Can't you do anything right?" What do you think the two classmates are thinking, the two girls are thinking when Alfie says that to them? So that is your assignment for today. Remember, the first 3, you just need to move the green circles. But for these 2, you need to type what you think Roberto and the two girls playing think about these two children. Good luck, everyone.